So Vlad is up. He says, aside from using the S3 ID page, is there anything else we can use the Amazon S3 buckets for when it comes to link building tiers? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can build websites with S3. There are several tools out there that kind of do that now. ADM, Authority, something builder, Earl. God, he's got a really cool like WordPress plugin that will build, like essentially create like a version of a WordPress site from a template essentially that it then creates. You connect it to Amazon S3 and it creates like basically like a full-on website inside of. It's not it's not a CMS, so it's not it doesn't. But you can create a website in WordPress and then kind of export it directly into S3. That's pretty cool. So they can be used great for buffer sites. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with S3 pages because of the authority that you siphon from Amazon. So I think they're one of the best type of like buffer sites that you can build. They load fast. They're easy to, they don't even have to look all that pretty. You can set them to no index and still just pound the shit out of them, and they'll actually push power. So I think there's a lot that you can do with S3. You just got to get creative with it. What do you think, Marco?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. The whole thing is, and I keep telling people, why? There has to be a why you're doing all of these things when it's usually enough, as I said before, with what we already do. The things that we do, the way that we've set it up, you take care of the entity, you take care of the on page, you take care of the schema. Then you go off page and you start, especially if it's local, you work inside that GMB, local GMB Pro. That's the way that we use it. You run press releases, then link building, and then embed gigs and link building, and the magic happens. Like, why would you do anything else if that's already getting the results? You can only get like number one once. You can't get better than above the fold, but that all happens. So if you're already getting that with what you're doing, why are you looking for more? Unless you're just testing, then it has to be worth your time. If you don't need it, or if you're not trying it the way that we are, and you still need more power, it just means that the base isn't there the way that it's supposed to be. Your entity isn't right, your on page isn't right, your schema isn't right, and so you're needing more power, because if your on page isn't right, you're always going to need more power. And so the whole point is, if you take care of it from the beginning the way that you're supposed to, you're always going to have bullets in the chamber in case you need more. Someone comes along and takes you down for a moment, you got another bullet in the chamber. If you shoot everything at once and you have no idea what's going on, then what are you going to do if someone happens to come along and take you down? Well, you've already shot your wad. What the hell are you going to do? You got to wait and what?
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of experimenting with S3 stuff, and it works. It works well. You can rank S3 pages. The problem is a lot of times they don't, if you're ranking S3 pages, it's great because it can push a competitor down or whatever, but or off of the page. But a lot of those, unless you spend a lot of time in HTML and stuff, they don't look great, right? And so, but there are actually some. I know Abs Ravji, he's got something that's coming out that is really cool that you can end up like cloaking or, doing like an overlay of another site on top of an S3 page. And so there's a lot of stuff coming out on the S3 pages that, if you want to experiment with that stuff, just like Marco said, there's no reason why you shouldn't if you've got time to do that, because it can add, it's just like more stuff in your arsenal if needed. And that's, I think that's an important point.